Welcome back to the Tacomaholic channel, everybody. Super excited for today's video because I finally got around to restoring my headlights. You guys know these things have been a massive headache for me for years now, and you know how sort of when the headlights start to get oxidized and get that hazy look, it just sort of builds up over time, and you just start out where you're like, yeah, it's starting, and then a few months later you're like, they look pretty hideous, and I don't know. Probably should have done this a few years ago, but you know how it goes, better late than never. So let's dive right in and see what we got. If you are new to the channel and love everything related to Toyota Tacomas, please make sure you subscribe right now. There are, of course, dozens of different headlight restoration kits you can use. Personally, I went with Cerakote. Seemed to have good reviews on Amazon, seems to be a trusted brand, so I will, of course, report back to you and let you know what I found. If you want to follow along and use the exact same kit I did, link for that is in the description down below, so check that out. One other thing I used in addition to the standard Cerakote kit is I have a random orbital sander with I guess a 5-inch disc. I did go ahead and get some 2000 and 3000 grit sandpaper to use instead of that. The kit does come with sandpaper and like a little, I guess, handheld thing, and I did that with the driver's side headlight, and the instructions just tell you to go side to side, not circular, not up and down, and I did that. And while it does look better than it did before I started, I guess, I used the sander with the big pads on the passenger side headlight, which was worse, and I would definitely recommend going that route if you have access to a random orbital sander. I'll put links for, I guess, the sander I'm using and the specific pads, because the Home Depots and stuff around me don't actually carry the 2000 and 3000 grit for the 5-inch circular sanding pads. So I found one, it was like a whole set with all kinds of other stuff too you can use for other projects, but using that sander definitely made a world of difference, and the passenger side headlight on mine was worse. So if you have access to that, I would recommend trying that versus the hand one, which also is a giant pain in the ass. I couldn't really get it to show up on camera, but the driver's side, which I just did the handheld sanding paper, it still shows some of like the little micro scratches and abrasions, I guess from branches and stuff from off-roading. So I will probably redo that side, buy another Cerakote kit using that orbital sander. It just makes a world of difference. Obviously the passenger side isn't perfect. It is so much better than the driver's side though, and I'm super pleased with it. I don't really see any marks at all. And again, I couldn't really get it to show up on camera, but I do have stuff like there's a bug on the inside of one of my headlights. You can see like where some mud was forced in and sort of ran down the side. Obviously the headlight restoration kit's not going to do anything for that. Just goes to show you how well made these things were to begin with. But at least the clear outside part of the headlight, I wouldn't say it looks brand new, but it is night and day better, and I'm super excited about that because you know how when your headlights look nasty, it just makes the entire vehicle look disgusting. I'm very excited with this, and I definitely encourage you guys to check it out. If you have tried a different kit, go ahead and let me know which one you used, and if you use a Cerakote kit, I'm kind of curious to see how long yours lasted. This is definitely something where it's all in the prep work, and if you skip any steps, specifically not letting your headlights completely dry before you put the final I guess UV protectant coating on. I always see people similar with paint. It's like they complain about the results, but they didn't actually put in the time and effort with all the prep steps, and that's what you need to do here. All in all, I'd say maybe 45 minutes to an hour for each headlight, and most of that is just letting it completely dry. You could always put a fan on it, speed that process up a little bit, but definitely not that bad, especially using that orbital sander, so check that out. And that's going to do it for this video, everyone. Next video coming up is probably going to be the installation of a brand new third brake light replacement. Went with the Morimoto. I can't remember what it's called, but it looks super sweet. I've probably had that one for 6 months now, so need to get on that. Can't wait to share that install video with you guys and let you know what I think, so be sure you stay tuned for that. As always, thank you so much for supporting the channel by watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video.